Okay, so Chelsea versus Perth Glory at the new Optus Stadium. There's the FA Cup trophy resplendent at this magnificent new stadium.
Couldn't turn the TV off. I was sleep deprived, but it was just such a good World Cup. I mean, I don't know whether I'm getting nostalgic. I compare it to Italia '90. It was a fantastic World Cup. I think that the way that the game was played was great, and I don't think this game could have come at a better time while football was still at the forefront.
Yep, he signed with Borussia Mönchengladbach, but loaned back to Perth Glory. Let's track his progress this season. And I'm sure, Chris Coyne, you'll be really excited to see him push ahead in leaps and bounds. We saw Daniel Arzani grow so much as a footballer at the World Cup. Let's hope we see that same sort of growth from Italiano this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a great move from Italiano.
Is what Chelsea will play this season. And we know how much of an impact he had on Napoli, but his CV, Chris, is not littered with trophies, and I suppose that back they'll play the wing backs tonight, Chris. It'll be interesting to see the back three play through to Morata, who's offside. Alvaro Morata, many speculate maybe the sacrificial lamb if Gonzalo hit. Good to see Neil Kilkenny back in the A-League too. Well shaped and rising well. There was the number 2, Alex Grant. Dino Žulbić, they've got plenty of potency in those set pieces of Perth Glory.
Trying to draw the Glory defence out.
Here's Hudson-Odoi, lovely skill, gets to the byline, clips it back, and it's in. Perth Glory score through their Spaniard Pedro. Wonderful moment. Hudson-Odoi, one of the bright young stars of Chelsea FC, was involved in the build-up. Lovely cutback, and Pedro, as he's done so often in his glittering career, in the right place at the right time.
Internationals just letting you know the lighting issues are with the stadium. They dim the lights on a goal.
They're occupying the 3 defenders of Perth Glory. As soon as Hudson-Odoi was isolated in that wide area, really gave Scott Neville an issue there with a bit of trickery and just a good cutback and a great finish. But it's going to be a really tough test for Glory tonight. You know, they've got some world-class players out there against them today, and straight away with that movement and the forward passing that Sarri's trying to implement, it really did expose him in them pockets.
You can see the dazzling feet of Hudson-Odoi, and that's absolutely perfect. Laid on a plate for Pedro. Wonderful down the right for Chelsea. They've got numbers in the box too. Swung in the direction of Alvaro Morata in behind for a corner. They had to be so alert there, Perth. Zappacosta whipping in a dangerous cross.
Yeah, fantastic ball in, and Larry's
test for Marcin Bulka. A rehearsed move that does come to nothing as the shot is sliced, and it's a real pity that the rain is lashing the stadium. We just saw it.
So it's
Here's Zappacosta. Takes on Italiano, and that's a cross. Another shot of Davide Zappacosta. He made his name at Atalanta in what was a thoroughly entertaining month of football. The cross whipped in, and it's turned in behind for a Chelsea corner. And then ready, full of chat. Pedro back to Fabregas. They've switched off momentarily. Morata will get a second bite of it. No, he won. World Cup final, the starting lineup at least in 2010. That's a lovely ball, Ross Barkley. And it was an unconvincing effort by Liam Reddy.
Been quite big in saying that this week.
Great work by Ross Barkley to shrug off the challenge, and the ball to Morata, who's almost in. And Lowry did enough, and in doing so, he's bowled over his goalkeeper, Liam Reddy.
Yeah, great defending there from Lowry. Just read the danger, and as soon as Barkley broke in behind Žulbić there, I thought Lowry was excellent in getting in, getting across, and then obviously took his goalkeeper out on the way through. But fantastic defending. But Barkley, when he's in that form, when he gets into them high pockets, he really is one of the best in the Premier League at sort of breaking lines and trying to bring others into play.
Yeah, we saw that explosiveness at Everton, obviously. We haven't quite worked back. Barkley, Morata, Hudson-Odoi, and it's somehow kept out off the defender. And Reddy wasn't caught into action. And Perth Glory survive.
Yeah, and Scott Neville there claiming for a high foot from Morata, I think, on the initial touch, and managed to just get a deflection. It looked like Rocket or Liam Reddy had it covered, but it's you know, troubling times now. They've got in a few times.
Jorginho, Fabregas waiting for the right option. Zappacosta, Pedro! And he slashes the shot wide. Looking for a second. Another sweet build-up by the Blues. And really, Perth Glory have suffered turning over possession far too cheaply.
Yeah, they've not taken care of the ball enough, and you know, Kilkenny there, he is he's very meticulous with the penunda, the way that he strikes the ball.
It's Alonso, in fact, the Spaniard, who gets a second bite at it with Franjic. Swung in by Ivan Franjic. Back post there, and Neville tried to make up the ground, but that's a good moment involving Neil Kilkenny as the focal point in that, or the starter of that attack, and Franjic swung in a dangerous cross.
Yeah, better from Glory. They just showed a little bit more composure on the ball. And
here's Fabregas, slides it forward to Pedro, and Zappacosta fires stuff by Callum Hudson-Odoi. Slips in Pedro, and at full stretch, it's Liam Reddy saving the day for Olivier Giroud late in the season. Here's an opportunity. Ferreira hangs it up. And the first real action crowd. Chelsea have turned on the style. Pedro, Callum Hudson. Chris Harrell will be the players to come on for Perth. Maurizio Sarri. And we also saw an excellent first half by Callum Hudson-Odoi. One of the bright youngster. And the Spanish winger on his way. Plays it back. And that's it. Larry's been caught here. We'll just pause for a moment. Here's Ross Barkley, and he doesn't take hold of the shot against the upright. Very fortunate. Used in the second half. Daniel Steins as well, another young player who you see that shot of Pardew and David Luiz. Deflected shot, awkward in the end for Liam Reddy. Barkley's skewed effort on goal. So some of these young players emerge, rolls off one challenge and plays in Zappacosta. Davide Zappacosta lashes away at Liam Reddy's goal.
Yeah, you can sense it in the crowd, can't you, Bash? It? They're just waiting for something to happen now. You know, Chelsea have started to control the game. They're looking very, very comfortable, and maybe that's what Zappacosta thought. You know, I'm in a good area now. Let's up the tempo.
And that's exactly the ball that Fabio Ferreira thrives on. Tries to turn Emerson, which he does. Ferreira, and a tame shot did not match the build-up. Victory in a FA Cup match, and wonderful build-up, not matched by the shot by Fabio Ferreira.
Yeah, I think what Glory have done better in this half. They've obviously
dangerous moment this for Chelsea. Barkley double teamed. Fabregas slides the shot wide.
Did that clip the post there again, Bash? I think that's just come out the outside of Liam Reddy's post, and Fabregas arriving late there, and as the ball went up to Barkley with a great finish and just clipping the outside.
Not the home side of the team sheet anyway. Swung in by Kilkenny. Arriving late was Keogh, and that's a poorly struck shot from distance from Ivan Franjic, who can score a goal. We saw that in particular with his early spell at Brisbane Roar.
Yeah, disappointed with himself there. He knows he's got it in his locker. He had
Brandon Wilson of possession. Morata trying to barge his way through. Barkley, good feet. Ross Barkley! And off the feet of Liam Reddy, in behind for a corner. He's been ever so lively for Chelsea.
Yeah, very bright, Barkley. And then as the ball falls to his feet, I think it's Lowry there that tries to block the shot and goes to ground. But great feet from
Emerson. Continues with the forward run, as does Barkley. Glory under. Inevitably in these pre-season matches, space will open up in the second half. Here's Abram! He strikes it well, but straight into Reddy.
Larry's not a small boy, so I'd say he's touching 6'4". Yeah, he's a good size, Abraham. Done really well there, getting his body in a position. The best thing for me, and Morata didn't do it for the 6th, and stretch the game for his midfield and really cause him a problem there.
Another chance for Chelsea, and it glances the upright. Haven't had too much luck in this second half. I'm sure Maurizio Sarri would want a lot more reward for their good attacking work.
Yeah, great work from Barkley. Emerson
joins in. Good sitter. Oh, lovely strike, Pedro. That is a marvellous save, Liam. It's really full on by Chelsea. Then the rain fell and did dampen the spectacle, and that was first class by both striker in Pedro and goalkeeper Liam Reddy. Shot reined in on the Perth Glory goal.
11 off 22.
And it's a wide of the mark by Ross Barkley, who's had some excellent chances in this.
A bit, you know, he'd like to be thinking he's scoring that, and just snatched at it, knowing that Neville was coming in there to get a toe on it. And looks like that'll be his last effort.
Swing in for the Glory, and a header looping.
He's just an impressive player, you know. We know that he can take touches. We've seen him do it. Oh, and a great save there.
Plays it first time. Near post. Here's Santalab. Almost got in a tangle there with the Spaniard Castro.
A very good player, and he'll be the one that leads the line.
Here's Harold. Chris Harold takes the deflection. It's a surging run, and the sort of ability he's shown in a number of seasons in the A-League. He had Brendan Santalab as an option.
Not often. In the end, the defender done enough there to block the
Knocked
shot.
in by Brimmer, and it's just wide. Well, ever so close. Brendan Santalab again involved, and Maurizio Sarri showing what he feels about Chelsea's defending. And that wasn't too far away. Good build-up this by the Glory. Kinese needs quality. Good first touch on the angle. Harold! And it's defended by Musonda. Angle ball is good. And it's a shot on the angle there from Brendan Santalab. Well, he fancied his chance. It wasn't too much on offer for Perth. Santalab went alone. That was a really good angled ball from Chris Harold.
That he certainly is a threat.
And it is full time at Optus Stadium. Chelsea in their third appearance.